This is music, and this is still the summer of Simon. Welcome to another episode of this season of the Summer of Simon, in which I share with you my first impressions of all the CDs in a crazy VCLT I was sent by none other than the legend that is Simon, Mr. Pieface himself, one of the most generous and supportive members of the physical music media collecting community right here on YouTube. Go and check out his channel and support him, especially if you like extreme metal and CDs. I have four CDs to talk about, technically three, because one of them is a live DVD, and that's this one here, Gravedigger. The Clans Are Still Marching, live from Wacken 2010. And this one does have an audio CD with audio versions of all the songs performed live, but since the main part of the release is the live DVD, that's what I'm going to be talking about. So this is a great show. It seems like they're struggling a little bit in the beginning, especially the singer, just to get warmed up and all that stuff. But once they're warmed up, it's great. The singer has a great, gravelly, dark, powerful voice. The music is a mix of traditional heavy metal and speed metal and power metal. And that means that the songs are also a mix of traditional heavy metal leaning songs and speed metal songs and power metal songs. And great performance across the board. And Jens Becker plays the bass on here, which I think is cool because he played on some of my favorite Running Wild stuff back in the day. These guys are very, very inspired by Scottish culture and history, hence the clans are still marching. You do have a bagpipe orchestra performing on stage a couple of times. You got the vocalist in a kind of a um, Braveheart-esque outfit with face paint and everything, except his face paint makes him look like a medieval Scottish version of the drummer from Kiss, so that's kind of interesting. You have, I thought this was really cool, six backing singers as well. And they were wearing kilts and everything, and they were rocking out. They're having a blast on here, and it turned out that it was some of the people from Van Canto, so I thought that was actually pretty cool. You got a guest appearance by Hansi Kürsch from Blind Guardian. That's also very cool because, in my opinion, the early stuff Blind Guardian put out, that's some of the best power metal around. You got a guest appearance by Doro as well, and that's also great because she is one of the queens of metal. So it's a great show from beginning to end with some places where they struggle, but that's life for you. You know, those of us who have been on stage, I think we can recognize that. There are parts of almost any live show where you will struggle for whatever reason. That's part and parcel of the whole thing. But the audience are having fun, band members are having fun. It's a great show. The camera work is good, and the screen quality or the recording quality or whatever is good as well, both in terms of the sound and the visuals. And yeah, it's just a good, fun, heavy metal show. Definitely worth watching if you're into German heavy metal. Up next, we have this one here. This is Solefall, and it's Black for Death. And I think this is part of a larger project dealing with Icelandic history and mythology and all that stuff. And that's interesting to me because, you know, the Nordic sagas and mythology and so on and so forth, they're obviously part of my cultural heritage. So that's interesting. Musically, I've seen this described as avant-garde post-black metal, and I don't even know what the hell that means. At the end of the day, it's good music, and that's what I like about this, of course. I get the avant-garde part, actually, because you got a mix of different genres. I get the black metal part too. Maybe it's just the post part that always puzzles me. You do have blasty black metal parts with screechy vocals and tremolo picking. You got some more defined riffs too. And you got elements from hard rock and heavy metal and thrash metal and jazz fusion and progressive rock and, folk music, some epic, almost orchestral stuff too. So yeah, I get the avant-garde part as well. Uh, you got some clean vocals, and then you got different styles of harsh vocals, including one very strange type of harsh vocals, which I think they use when they represent like demons and shady characters and questionable, um, characters and deities and whatnot. Uh, I had to really listen to that a couple of times to get used to that particular singing style. I don't know that I have gotten used to it yet, but this is a really interesting listen. I would consider it some kind of black metal album, avant-garde black metal. Just kick out the post part. Great stuff. Up next, we got some thrash metal. This is Suicidal Angels, and it is Sanctify the Darkness. One of their early releases, perhaps their first one, I don't actually remember. But this is straight up no nonsense thrash metal, inspired a lot by Slayer and Testament, and um, even a little bit of early Metallica. All those classic thrash metal bands. And it's just solid, fast, aggressive thrash metal with some speed metal as well. I I must have seen them live supporting or touring this release actually. I saw them back in 2010 or 2011. Maybe it was the following release. I don't remember. But they supported, get this, they supported Death Angel, Exodus, and Creator. That's just a crazy lineup from beginning to end. These guys did a great job. My favorite act, that was Death Angel. One of the best thrash metal shows I've ever seen live. Overkill come pretty close, but that Death Angel show was fantastic. Anyways, great thrash metal, beginning to end. If you like thrash, it's worth checking out. Up last, we have this one here. This is Tragedy. I Am Woman. And this is kind of comedy, hard rock comedy metal. Um, as you can see, from the booklets, you have they've got like crazy makeup. Some of them are trying to look like, you know, glam hair metal musicians. And then you just got this guy here. It's actually quite interesting. Let's just go through the lineup, shall we? Before talking about the music. You got Disco Mountain Man. It's this dude here. He is on lead vocals and lead keyboards. Then you got Mo Royce Peterson right here, lead vocals and lead guitar. Then you got Andy Gibbons Warning right here on lead bass and lead vocals. Then you got Gibbon Ass Freely on lead guitar and lead vocals. They're all doing lead. And then you got the infernal Demigib on lead drums. And then this this is Lance, Towel Boy, and Complete Idiot. So obviously they're going for a little bit of humor. You got some guest performers here as well. So what this is all about is basically they're doing hard rock and heavy metal covers of songs uh, either about being a free and strong woman or by um, musical icons who are considered strong and powerful female artists. Uh, so you got Le Freak, like a version of that. I Will Survive. You got She Bop, of course. That's actually a pretty good song. Um, quite hard rock. I mean, the original is good, but this version is turns it into a fun hard rocker. Um, you got Memory, the musical song. You got some ABBA, Lay All Your Love on Me, Respect, Flashdance, and I'm so excited, of course. All I Want to Do Is Have Some Fun is on here as well. So you get the point. Hard rock and heavy metal versions of songs by uh, iconic female artists or about being a strong and independent woman. And yeah, that's the fun there. And then you got these morons, men, performing those songs, and it's a fun idea. I don't think all the songs are equally good and equally fun. Some of them are kind of lack a little bit of energy to me, and others are great. For example, Le Freak, yeah, they capture the funky sound of that song, but I think it would have been even better if they went in a kind of a bang tango direction. That one, but whatever. Uh, the version of She Bop is great. Their version of Lay All Your Love on Me is actually fantastic as well. They got Goldfinger, which they perform in a doom metal version, which is actually pretty cool. I like that. Um, and you got All I Want to Do Is it's just a fun, hard rocking version of that. And then they also kind of draw on songs by other heavy metal artists. I think it's in Lay All Your Love on Me where they kind of got some the Trooper stuff going on. So there's a little bit of that too. So overall, this is a fun listen for sure. Not as fun as I maybe thought it would be, but it's still fun. And yeah, what can you say? Complete idiot. And a towel boy. Anyways, for now, thanks for watching.